So, with that being said, in your personal experiences, you can still feel futile as a woman and powerlessness and feel as though you're still taking on all the gravity of the fucking world. And I need to tell you right now that I know you feel that way, and I know that you have become so solid. It has solidified itself inside your membranes, and you have become so armored. But I'm telling you right now that underneath that armor, that soft inner core of your feminine and inner child, she is also speaking. And you can still line up with things that are fucking amazing. Things that you have never thought were possible for you personally as a woman. And it's one of those things that will literally shatter the reality that you have along the lines of being a hyper-independent, self-sufficient woman. Because once you finally get those needs met, once you finally have people that start stepping up and taking pressure off of you and start meeting these very fundamental needs of yours, it will shatter the reality of, oh my God, I gotta do this all on my fucking own. And it's gonna be a blessing. All right. You'll go through a whole dark night of the soul. You'll feel like you're losing grasp of your reality. You'll have an existential crisis. It's a guarantee. All right. You're going to feel like you're dying, because you are. There's a fundamental part of yourself that was a protector aspect that has been with you since your childhood, that's been keeping you literally alive. And you know that. And that's the reason why you don't want to give up this protector aspect. It has literally kept you alive. But you've gotten to the point now where you have outgrown that very small box. And not only that, it was a small box to begin with. Okay, it was a very small box to begin with when you were a child. And now you're a full-blown adult with more free will and more freedom and more sense of empowerment. That box, it's suffocating you. And not only was it small to begin with, you now have more of the reality. You have more of the consciousness, the self-awareness to see that, holy shit, this is not working. It's not. Okay? If you're watching this right now, what you're doing does not work. It's not working. What are you going to do? I had to make sure my mic was still on. What are you going to do? You got to do something different. It's not working anymore. It's not working anymore. It's not working anymore. It's not working anymore. You gotta do something different. And it doesn't mean doing more shit. It doesn't mean adding more pressure onto you. It doesn't mean, and I know it sounds really cliche, and you've probably seen little tarot readings if you're on that side of the Reels and TikTok and the Instagram, you know. It's not like, oh, you know, it's really cliche. Like, this is about surrender. I know people say that, and it's all like happy, fine and dandy, and it's all whimsical and stuff, but I'm telling you with the tonality of I've been through hell. I've walked through a lot of these parts of myself. I'm telling you right now. I went through it. You're going through it right now where you're like, you know, the solution is to add more shit to my plate. It's to add more pressure to myself. It's to take on more responsibility so I feel more in control here. But it's just your desire to feel in control because of the unknown, and not necessarily just that the unknown is good. The unknown has a lot of fucking miracles in it, okay? The unknown has a lot of fucking miracles. But it's what you're projecting into the unknown. As Till Swan would say, it's what you're projecting into the unknown that terrifies you. It's what terrifies you. It's what terrifies you. It's the, oh my God, the times in my childhood when I did try to surrender. And let's break that down some more, girl. Let's break down why this is even the case for you, so you don't feel like you're just like, oh, well, it's just who I am. The reality is, in your childhood, when you were a girl, right? Because I know a lot of you, if you're watching this and you identify with being self-sufficient or hyper-independent or feeling really armored and feeling like you don't need a man or you don't need support, what have you, the reality is you're completely out of touch with the fact that you even existed as a little girl to begin with. Because a little girl didn't really get to exist. She didn't at all. And her place, when you were 1, 2, 3, 4, what have you, a different part of you had to step forward, and it was an internalization of what the people around you, your parents, your caregivers, your culture, what have you, was expecting of you. And what they were expecting of you was a little adult, somebody to take care of them. Parentified means that you had people in your life who looked to you to take accountability of the situation when you were not even adequately able to conceptualize any interpersonal relationship dynamics. You didn't even have the capacity to process your own emotions without co-regulation. Like, come on. You see what I'm saying? There's a child still in there that is completely frozen. stuck in fawn and freeze and fight and flight all simultaneously. That's why you feel like too when you take time to really settle and you're not doing all this and try to take on the world here and do this and do that and try to take more back. When you settle, you start feeling this absolute insane amount of chaos. It's numbness, complete fragmentation, a void space. You might close your eyes and it just be this hollow void space. And in times of your most vulnerable, when your body starts feeling the most relaxed, when you are going through the most catharsis, this can be during lovemaking. This can be during some kind of somatic release where you're not intentionally focused on trying to somatically release emotionally. It could be dance. It could be exercise, what have you. You start feeling the protectors come up, but you also feel, when you, especially in those moments of vulnerability, the insanity of your inner child. It's insane. Because the level of pressure and the responsibilities put on you were literally insane. Crazy. For a baby to take on. You were oscillating between all these different places within your somatic system. All these places of fight, flight, and freeze, and fawning, all happening simultaneously. It would literally make anybody feel fucking insane. Validation. Well, the reason why you are hell bent on feeling like the next phase of your life, or even tempted, especially if you've hit the wall at 70 miles an hour already with taking on more responsibility, even feel tempted, even though you know it didn't work out for you beforehand, to try to take on more pressure, thinking that that's the next step forward. It is because you never, ever, 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 ever were loved. And that's hard to internalize. That's super fucking hard to internalize. Nobody, and we could take it back a little bit. If that's too much of a trigger point, a part of you just goes completely dissociates or doesn't want to, deal with that. You never were genuinely cared for. People didn't really see you. And it may not have been a malicious attack, but the people that were supposed to be caring for you didn't have the capacity to actually see you. And that could literally be the case. And is the case. They didn't have the capacity. They didn't have the capacity to figure out what the fuck was going on with you. They don't even know what the fuck was going on with them. They had no idea. None. They're over here just trying to move through their own hell and their void spaces that never took the time to take responsibility for. And they're expecting you to be something different. They expected you to work with tools that you didn't even have, to build a house with tools you were never given. So it makes sense why a part of you is like, well, I gotta do it. I can't depend on other people. You know what I'm saying? Because no one ever gave you the tools. You just understood from a very early age that the things you wanted and needed when it came to your vulnerability, when it came to your wants and needs, and woman, listen to me. You need a quiet, peaceful place to be. You need ease. Your nature requires it. To birth a baby, and it's not even, don't even think just birthing a baby, a physical baby. To bring some kind of birthing, have the process of birth happening where you are birthing a baby, and the essence of creation from a mental standpoint, from an emotional standpoint, from a creative physical standpoint, but from a creative spiritual standpoint, to birth ideas into the world, that exists with an ease. And surrender requires ease. It is so terrifying to surrender in a space that feels completely upticking to your nervous system. And this is the reason why, too, it is so important for you to start seeing the parts of yourself that are in hell. Because then you won't keep trying to bang down a door that you shouldn't be trying to take down. See what I'm saying? It's about changing the environment so that door wants to open up because it feels safe. And you'll notice if you start treating yourself like that, you'll stop being a match to men in situations that bang on you until you give them what they want and need. Or surrender in a certain kind of way. This isn't a fault, this isn't a blame thing. Just become conscious more about the patterns that we have, the things that we may be unconsciously choosing into because we're not owning those parts of ourselves. Very important. You know that process, going back to it as well too, a little 360. That process requires support. It requires community. It requires containment. Feeling as though people really are showing up for you and holding you and embracing the truth of you. And the only way that they'll know that that's the truth of you is if you hold your fear and your feelings of futility and powerlessness and directly voice exactly what it is that you need and want. And if you don't know what you directly need and want, you voice where the stuckness is and you ask them to get on board with you and to choose the communication, to choose the purging, the upheavaling, the vomiting of everything that needs to be seen, the pain, the pleasure, what have you, so that you can consciously become more and more and more aware of what it is you need and the specific orchestration, the specific process that you need as a woman. This is my colleague talk for this time. It has been a pleasure. If you are interested, and this is where I'm so happy because I actually have something to offer you. If you're interested in a one-on-one session where we do more deep diving into what your stuck points are and the ways that the insanity inside your internal world, because you're not claiming your needs and wants, is eating you the fuck alive, and you want to make a change for the better, reach out, Girl Scout. My Calendly is listed. Well, actually, you could just say I'm ready, and I'll send you the link. That's better. I'm ready. 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 And I'm gonna tell you right now, on the other side of this, baby, the best intimacy of your life. Don't mean necessarily like, this, okay? Don't necessarily mean this, but the sexual energy exchange in your life, the palpable experiences when you sitting there and you're going, good Lord, alright? And maybe you've never even been touched. Like, come on. Oh my, it's delicious. It's nutritious. It is so in alignment with you. You might as well. The world is on fire. You might as well choose yourself. Or you might as well start doing the things that make you feel good and choosing a life that feels better. Okay. Hallelujah. Thank you, Kali. All right. I love you. Bye.